All right, so move on to the next segment. I'll be sharing my own personal list of the 5 teams I do believe are the 5 best teams in NBA history. So my list will start off at number 1, and I'll go all the way down to number 5 on my own personal list of the best NBA teams of all time. So starting off with number 1, it would have to be the 1996-1997 Chicago Bulls team. Very controversial if you want to put them at number 1 or the 2016-2017 Golden State Warriors team, but I got to put the Bulls here. They won 72 games. They won 72-10 that year, leading the NBA in offensive and defensive net ratings. And then they had a squad. I mean, they had Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Steve Kerr. And in the playoffs, they were diabolical and unstoppable. They went 15-3 throughout the entire duration of the NBA playoffs that year. And they were outscoring teams by 12 points out of 100 possessions. That is very good for being known as an all-time great team. And Michael Jordan averaged 30 points per game and played 82 games before load management really got out of control. It's crazy how back in the heydays of the late 80s and early 90s that these guys would go out there and play so many games a night, but then you have players like Joel Embiid sit their ass down whenever they get a boo-boo on their knee and load management. I'm not going to get into that, but I just think this 96-97 Bulls team is the greatest team of all time. Very controversial, very debatable if you want to flip them between the 2016-2017 Golden State Warriors or the 1996-1997 Chicago Bulls team. So that's where I'm going to go at number 2. That would be the Golden State Warriors, the 2016-2017 Golden State Warriors. I think the Golden State Warriors, the 2016-2017 team, is the second best team of all time behind the 96-97 Bulls team. If you want my honest opinion, in a 7-game series, I think this 2016-2017 Golden State Warriors team would defeat the 96-97 Bulls team in a 7-game series. But as I digress, the Golden State Warriors were the fastest team to clinch a playoff spot in the league that year. They won 15-1 in the playoffs. The only game that they lost was one game in the NBA Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers. They swept everybody in their path in the Western Conference. This team was stacked. They broke the damn league at the time. They had Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, JaVale McGee, Andre Iguodala, Matt Barnes, and Steve Kerr at the helm coaching. I mean, they had lethal snipers shooting from three-point range of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, averaging over 22 points, those three respective players. And they had great shooters going along with great defensive play. There was really no recipe for success when you match up against this Golden State Warriors team. And they had the greatest postseason run of all time, 16-1 in the postseason. The only reason why I put them behind the Chicago Bulls is because the regular season does matter when you talk about the greatest team of all time. The Golden State Warriors went 68-15 in the regular season. I think they could have won more games, but they kind of relaxed it a little bit at certain nights and eased their way into the playoffs before they went on a dominant run, going 16-1 in the NBA postseason. And meanwhile, for the Chicago Bulls, at the time, they set the all-time record for the best regular season record of all time with 72 wins and 10 losses. And obviously, that would be surpassed by the 2015-2016 Golden State Warriors team that went 73-9. But they would probably be remembered as the greatest team of all time if they didn't blow a 3-1 lead in the 2016 NBA Finals. So you got to put those things into consideration. That's one of the reasons why I think the Bulls team is number 1 over the Golden State Warriors. But it's debatable, controversial how you want to flip them 1 and 2. And realistically, I think in a 7-game series, the Golden State Warriors team, this Golden State Warriors team, would beat that 96-97 team in a 7-game series. But they're number 2 on my list. And number 3, I'll go back to another Chicago Bulls team from the 90s. It'd be the 1990-1991 Chicago Bulls team. Now, I think this is a top 5 team of all time. This was actually the first Bulls team in their first roster that won a championship in the 90s, and that was on their way to winning 5 more in the 90s in their dynasty run, going on 3 different three-peats in the 90s. And this was officially the Michael Jordan takeover, because at the time you had legends like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Their careers were slowing down, and this Bulls team in 1990-1991 was pretty loaded. You had Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, Bill Cartwright, B.J. Armstrong, John Paxson. This team was stacked from top to bottom. And their run was pretty legendary in the Eastern Conference just to get to the NBA Finals. They defeated the New York Knicks, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the bad boy Pistons. We all know the bad blood, the bad history between Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas. Those two respective legends still don't even talk to each other to this damn day. They left it all on the court every single time. But the icing on the cake is when the Chicago Bulls matched up against the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals, where it was Michael Jordan that won his first ring, defeating an icon, a legend, a Hall of Famer, the best point guard of all time, and Magic Johnson in 1990 to win his first NBA title. So I got to say that team started it off and kicked it off of what a special dynasty was going to become in Chicago. And that started it off with 2 separate three-peats. I think that's one of the best teams of all time. They're number 3 on my list. Number 4, I'll keep this one short, sweet, and simple. Will be the Lake Show. The end years of the Lake Show will be the 1986-1987 Los Angeles Lakers team that had Pat Riley, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy, A.C. Green, Wes Matthews, Michael Thompson. That was a dominant team that they had in LA, and it was one of their final championships that they won in the 80s, a decade that they truly dominated in the NBA. But I think that 86-87 team was truly special. I'll put them number 4 on my list. Now, number 5, I might get some heat for this. Because I'm going to stand on it. I would have put the 2001 Los Angeles Lakers team here, but they were pretty derailed with injuries, with Derek Fisher and several others being unavailable until the playoffs. So I'll put the Miami Heat here, the 2012-2013 NBA Finals team that won the NBA Finals that year. But I would put the 2012-2013 team over the Los Angeles Lakers 2001 team. I think this Miami Heat team was special. You had LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Ray Allen, Shane Battier, Mike Miller, Birdman. Nostalgia when you think of all of those names in the early 2010s decade. I mean, this Miami Heat team was truly special. I think they're a top 5 team of all time. They went on a 27-game winning streak. That's the second longest winning streak in NBA history. They went 66-16 in the NBA regular season. LeBron James had his best years in South Beach wearing a Miami Heat jersey. He was effective offensively, defensively, and should have won a damn Defensive Player of the Year award that year. And he's not even known for being a defensive player in his NBA career. I mean, that year LeBron led the team in points, rebounds, and assists. That was some great peak basketball by LeBron. And the Miami Heat that year, with their super team, they got past teams with ease, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Chicago Bulls in the first 2 rounds. But then they had some scares and some hiccups because they went to Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers team that had Paul George, Danny Green, Roy Hibbert, and Lance Stevenson. And then they went to Game 7 with a loaded San Antonio Spurs team of Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and Kawhi Leonard. And we all know the Game 6 shot where LeBron James missed a 3-point shot, rebounded by Chris Bosh, kicked out to Ray Allen, the magical ball 3-point shot that extended the game into overtime. Then the Miami Heat won the title in Game 7 against the San Antonio Spurs. I'm sorry, nostalgia is a real thing, guys. But when I think about so many other teams I could have put here, the Heat deserve to be in this conversation. And based off of what they accomplished that year, the winning streak, the players that were a part of this team, and who they beat to win the NBA Finals, I think they're a top 5 team of all time. Again, I might get some heat on that because it was a super team and you had the 3 best players that were part of the, or 3 out of the 4 best players that were part of the 2003 NBA draft join forces in South Beach at the time. But that's my own personal top 5 list of the top 5 teams in NBA history.